Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Eziel, Lancer on Pharaoh Valley. Just wanted to kind of go over some of the loot options. Some people had some questions about setting these things up for instance matchmaking. I do kind of have like a quick tutorial on how to go into the instance matches, but I'm going to go over just loot options here. This basically handles all parties and handles any instance matchmaking. The first thing is, if you'll notice right here above your health bar, you've got this dice looking thing. This tells you what the loot options are set to, which is round robin, exceptions on superior items, which are rolled for the dice, and then non-soulbound items are rolling the dice as well. Now, this as a party leader is your different options. You can actually reset the instance, so that way if you wanted to go through a particular instance over again, maybe like Cultist Refuge with the same party, just reset that instance and come back through. You can disband the party completely, causing everybody to be solo y mano, and then you can leave the party. Basically, it'll randomly give a person the leadership role, and then you'll lead the party and be solo by yourself. And then you've got make leader, which is where you can assign a particular leader, and then you could lead the group. That way you guarantee a particular person gets the leadership if, say, you're with a guildmate or something like that. Kick player, this gives you the ability to put up a vote as far as for kicking a player. You'll basically need to have every single person except for the person you're kicking to vote to kick that person out. If not, then really your only option is to leave the party and remake it with whoever wants to come with you. Now, the most important, we've got our loot options here, and I'm going to put these right here. Real quick, free-for-all. Basically, anything goes, which means melee is mostly going to be picking up these things, and then you've got round robin. What round robin will do is it will basically go around in a circular motion, giving every member an opportunity to pick up every single item. So that way what happens is player A, picks up a potion, then player B picks up some common item, player C picks up some other items. So it kind of goes through like a list, just rotating through everybody, which is really the most fair. Now, when we get into these exceptions, I just want to go ahead and cover what I basically set this up to. I do the exceptions to rare and only appropriate class can loot. What this does is this forces where, like in an example, you have a Lancer and a Berserker that's in a group. If you guys pick up a rare, which is a blue item, or superior, which is a gold item, and let's say it's some sort of plate mail, well, then you and the Berserker are the only ones that can actually roll on that item. Nobody else can roll on that. And this is really good for ensuring that, nobody just hogs up all the gold gear or just gets lucky with a bunch of rolls. This allows that the specific class that can use those items can actually get that item, and it's really the most fair setup you can do there. Now, you can actually turn the exceptions off, turn all that stuff off, and what ends up happening is everything just gets circled around in a motion, and that's it. But we're going to do this. And of course, you can uncheck the exceptions and set these up. Now, if you set this to uncommon and do roll the dice, when you do a dungeon, you're going to be rolling a lot. And a lot of people feel kind of like, they don't want to roll a lot. They want to just roll through, kill stuff, and then get the most important items, which is generally blue or golds. And then, of course, you can apply these exceptions only to gear, which means that if you get any kind of special items, maybe some sort of, I don't know, maybe a crystal or something else that may be blue. I haven't come across any, but if there were, then, or you could set this to, uncommon, and there are uncommon crystals, and then you'd have to roll on those uncommon crystals. You could apply this to gear only, so so that way the crystals are excluded from doing the roll dice. And then only appropriate class can loot. Of course, we just discussed that. And then non-soulbound items are allowed for roll dice as well. And then you can actually select this looting not allowed during combat. I don't really see a problem with this, since this is the most fair opportunity for everybody. So hopefully we'll go ahead and confirm that, and then you can actually look down here and see that it changed. And you can see that we have loot is class restricted, and it only applies to rare items or better. So let me bring this back up. Yep, good deal. And then just close this out or hit the X mark. So that's pretty much just a high level of the loot options. This works for instances. This also works for any kind of regular party. And then also one other thing to kind of keep in mind is you can actually click this little instance matchmaking and take you and your party, if they're within the level range, into an instance. Just a FYI. But that should cover most of the basics. For a lot of people that had questions today about that, leave any kind of comments on the YouTube channel, or feel free to find me on the Lancer Guide or on the Tera forums, or PM me. And as always, you guys have fun and happy hunting.